Emotional, but one widower says anger isn't the emotion she expected to feel. She says a Metro cemetery can't find her husband. That is until she called Consumer Watch's Amanda Taylor for some help.
He was the love of Nadella Foster's life.
We were married 45 years. See, I knew him better than his parents.
So when she had to say goodbye 8 years ago, it was tough, but not as tough as it is right now.
First it was tears, then it was anger. Then I settled down because I thought, okay, it won't be a big deal. Then it was anger again, and now I'm mad.
That's because the cemetery can't tell her where her husband is buried. Before he died, she says her family bought 6 specific plots at the Trice Hill Cemetery.
He should be here, where it says Billy Frank Hughes next to Raymond Williams, because that's why I bought the land.
So you bought 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
all in a row?
All in a row for me and my sister.
She knows for a fact her husband was buried in the area.
It should be somewhere along in here.
This photograph shows it, but she says that day was such a blur, and she never put down a headstone, anticipating she'd do it once the next relative passed away. But now the spot she thought her husband was buried has someone else's marker on it.
What is the cemetery telling you?
That the young lady that was then the person who was in charge, she's in prison now.
New owners have taken over the cemetery, and even though she sent them a letter from her attorney and Oklahoma's Attorney General asking that they find her husband, she says the owners have yet to do anything. But during our interview, it looked like we might get some answers.
I'm Amanda. I work for News 9, and we're doing a story with Nadella, who actually owns 6 plots out here, and so she's technically owns
Miss
them.
Adela does not own 6 plots out here. So if y'all want to talk to anybody, go up to the office, please.
That was going to be our next stop anyway, so we went to get an explanation.
Sir, don't come here with that camera, please.
Off camera, the new owners blame the previous staff. They say the people who were running the place failed to record Nadella's plots on the map. But we found one of the former staff members who signed the deed when Nadella bought her plots. And she says she did things by the book.
That's horrible. You want to know where your family's buried. I would never do anything like that.
So where is Nadella's husband? Since the current owners just weren't sure, we provided them with the snapshot taken from the funeral. They started probing, and late today say they found him right in the area Nadella thought he should be. Now Nadella says she can rest, knowing where her husband is resting in peace.
And the new cemetery staff says they are also relieved to know where he is and would have looked for him sooner had they had that funeral photograph that we provided them. Now, on a side note, there's not a state agency that oversees cemeteries, so the records, the landscaping, nothing's regulated. The Attorney General's office will help in some matters, but your best bet when you go to buy a plot is to get everything in writing and then share it with a family member, because if something goes wrong, you may need to take the owners to court. We're here to keep an eye out